Welcome back. This is another report where governor advisor wounded in an attack on Kapoeta Torit Road. Before we move on, if you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to tap the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. According to the information that we received, an advisor to the governor of Eastern Equatorial State was wounded after unidentified gunmen reportedly attacked a convoy traveling between Kapoeta and Torit. The incident happened on Friday. According to information from the governor's office, Efoni Emmanuel Lolimo, an advisor on special program, was traveling from Kapoeta toward Torit when army attackers opened fire on the vehicle. The attack reportedly happened near Nyimbira Buma in Iyala Payam in Torit County on a section of road between Iyala and Kalamini. Lolimo was shot in the thigh. Fortunately, according to officials, he survived the attack. Well, according to this report, he was later taken by air to Juba, where he received specialized medical treatment. Officials said he was in a stable condition. Several other people were reportedly traveling with him. They included his bodyguard and driver, as well as South Sudanese musician Sheikh B, the Magic, and Ayafaji, and a group of young people from Kapoeta. According to the statement from the governor's office, none of the other passengers was injured. This means the governor's advisors was reportedly the only person wounded in the attack. However, the fact that others escaped without physical injury does not make the incident less serious. An attack on a vehicle carrying civilian and a government official could easily have caused many deaths. The outcome could have been much worse. The Eastern Equatorial State government condemned the shooting. Authorities described it as a criminal and said such attack threatened public safety. Security forces were reportedly directed to search for those responsible and bring them to justice. The government also promised to strengthen security along the Kapoeta Torit Road. This road is extremely important to Eastern Equatoria. It connects communities. It allows government officials to travel. It is used by traders. It is used by passengers. It helps move goods from one area to another. When a major road becomes unsafe, the effect can spread far beyond the people directly attacked. Drivers may become afraid to travel. Transport costs may increase. Traders may lose money. Food and other goods may become more expensive. Government service may be affected. Family may find it harder to visit one another. People who need medical treatment may struggle to reach hospital. This is why road security is not only a matter for police or soldiers. It is also an economic issue, humanitarian issue. It is a development issue as well. A road can be built with money and machines, but if people are too afraid to use it, its value is greatly reduced. The latest attack has increased concern about insecurity along the Kapoeta Torit Road. Reports indicate that the route has experienced other insecurity incidents in recent months. According to this report, this has led civil society representatives to call for stronger action. Juma Tukul, Secretary General of the Eastern Equatorial State Civil Society Network, condemned the shooting and called on authorities to respond urgently. He described the road as an important lifeline for the people of Eastern Equatoria. That description is important. A lifeline is something people depend on. When a road connects major towns and communities, thousands of people may rely on it every day. Government officials use it, business people use it, farmers, students, family also use it, public transport vehicles use this road. Humanitarian organizations may also depend on such road to reach communities in need. And if army attack continue, fear can slowly close to the road even if there's no official roadblock. People simply stop traveling. Driver can refuse to take passengers. Business can also reduce their movement. Communities become more isolated. This is why repeated attack must be taken seriously. Civil society representatives said a previous incident on the same route have not always received enough public attention. They are now calling for those responsible to be identified and arrested. The concern is that if attackers believe they can act without consequences, more attack may follow. Accountability can prevent future violence, but accountability requires proper investigation. Authorities need to determine who carried out the attack. The authority, they need to understand the motive. Was the attack robbery attempt? Was the official specifically targeted? Was it connected to a local dispute? Was it politically motivated, or was it another form of criminal activity? At this stage, based on the information provided, the attackers were unidentified. That means people should avoid making unsupported accusations. In a tense environment, rumors can quickly blame individual communities or political group without evidence. That can create more problem. Investigators should be allowed to establish the fact. Youth representatives have also condemned the attack. Oreaja James Liberato called for accountability and urged young people to reject violence. This message is important because young people are often among those most affected by insecurity. They are also sometimes required or encouraged to participate in violence. South Sudan has a very young population. The country's future depends heavily on what opportunities are available to young people. When young people have access to education, employment, training, and meaningful participation in society, they can become powerful builder of peace. But when they face unemployment, frustration, poverty, and easy access to weapons, some may become vulnerable to recruitment into criminals activity or army conflict. This does not mean that poverty automatically creates violence. Most poor people are peaceful, but a lack of opportunity can make insecurity more difficult to address. Security operations are important. Arresting criminals is important, but long-term peace also require investment in people. Young people need opportunities, communities need roads, schools need support, local economies need to grow, government institutions need public trust, and these things are connected. When people hear about an ambush, they often focus on the name of the important person involved. In this case, the victim was an advisor to the governor. But road insecurity affects ordinary people every day. A trader carrying goods can be attacked. A mother traveling with her children can be caught in the violence. A student going to school can become a victim. A driver trying to earn money can lose his life. A patient traveling for treatment can be delayed. Every person who uses the road deserves protection. Security should not depend on whether someone is a government official or an ordinary citizen. The attack on the governor advisor may receive more attention because of his position. Authorities should use that attention to improve safety for everyone. The goal should not only be to protect officials, the goal should be to make the entire road safe for the public. South Sudan is a large country with many communities separated by long distance. Roads are essential for national development. When roads are safe, people can travel, farmers can take product to market, business can move goods, children can reach school, patients can reach health centers, government officials can visit communities. Humanitarian workers can deliver assistance, but insecurity can destroy these benefits. A good road without security is still a dangerous road. People need confidence that they can leave home and return safely. This is why protecting highways should be a major priority. Security forces need to identify areas where attacks happen repeatedly. Patrol may need to be strengthened. Communities living near the road should also be involved. Local residents often know what is happening in their areas. They may know where army groups move. They may know about tension before violence happens. Building trust between security forces and communities can help authorities receive information early, but people will only share information if they trust the authorities and believe they will be protected. Fear can prevent witnesses from speaking. That is why good policing depends on cooperation. Security cannot be achieved by force alone. It also requires trust. The incident in those places shows that South Sudan is at a crossroad right now. But without peace, without leaders coming together, peace cannot be achieved. So in order for all this to stop, the leader of South Sudan should come together and maintain peace so that South Sudanese can live peacefully. If you are new to Changfied YouTube channel, I would like you to take the channel by subscribing, turn on the notification bell so whenever we upload a new video, you can be notified. And let's meet on the next report. Bye-bye.